It's
No,
not. It's not a TV show. Don't have to like tell me that they're counting down behind the camera like 3, 2, 1. No. Good evening, everybody. This is our first live from the evening UK time. Normally we do it in the morning, but because it's Easter, we have no evening work. All the evening coaching sessions are cancelled. So I can come from the UK at 6 p.m. So that's great. Hopefully there'll be more of you around, more of you to see. We've got a lot to actually go through today and show you and talk about. But before we get into it, those of you that are already here, which I can see there's lots of you already watching, which is great. Let me know where you're watching from. If you have any questions the whole time, then drop it in the chat. But yeah, where you're from, what racket you use, any questions around string setups or comparisons of different rackets, anything like that, let me know and I am more than happy to help. This is your chance to come in store with us. As if you were here, we can show you what any product, talk you through anything, and I've got Sean here behind me. He may even give you some special offers on certain things. I don't know. We'll kind of see what mood he's in. He's currently looking at me like, nah, not yet. Big in Smash, hello from France. Whereabouts in France? Are we like south of France? Nice, sitting on the beach in Nice. Beautiful. Technofiber 300 in the 100-inch tension and string. Yeah, so we play tested that. In fact, I've got it downstairs. Sean, would you like to get me the Technofiber 300 not S? You're going to see Sean pretend that he's not here and go through. Yeah, string tension on that. We strung it, I think, with white code, but I'll check when it comes up. Pardon? It is white code. Here it is. It's actually really nice. Not as nice as the 305S, which is the one that we have gone for in terms of one that we're stocking and selling in the shop. But the 300, very nice, in the white code, nice, kind of easy access into a T-Fight range, which before was a bit wild, and they've tamed it down somewhat against what I wanted, but there you go. A 4 poly on my Pure Aero VS, wowzer. How long should I keep the string? What's poly? That's going to be more of your in for what you're using. Hello from Tokyo, VCore 98. How to tame launch angle, recommend Toraline strings for it. Yeah, well, the VCore 98 does have a high launch angle because it's trying to generate loads of topspin, so that does make sense. Toraline string, you might want to try like a Wasabi Pro snapper, although it's their string spin actually is quite on the control side, so I'd maybe have a little look at that. Speaking of, I'm so pleased that you come from Japan, because my big secret, which Joe asked me not to do today, he wanted to do it himself because he's been the driver behind it, is this little bad boy. Japanese only EZONE, EZONE 100 tour. Haven't seen one of those before, have you? Woo. We'll get to that in a minute. RPM Blast, yes, RPM Blast does not last long. Similar to Alu Power, great string, lovely when it's fresh, but I mean, 6, 8, 10 hours in, you're going to starting to be struggle. And that's where Toraline, Restring, Solinco to an extent have really sort of taken some market share away. Oh, I missed you from Maryland, USA. Excellent. Currently using the Solinco Whiteout 1820 with Restring Sync, but recently ordered the T-Fight. Well, it's funny you say that, because I have a new Solinco Whiteout right here. We only got it today. Currently strung with Torbite, but I think we're going to test it with Hyper-G. If anyone thinks we should test it with something else because they've used it, then let me know. But we're just going to go with Solinco sort of standard string. So Hyper-G in this, and then we will be comparing it against the T-Fight 305. So yeah, if you're doing both of those, and let us know what you think. Restring sync, lovely string, probably be great in this as well. Sebastian, where are you from, Sebastian? I'm looking for a new racket. I play a one-handed backhand. I was thinking of Wilson. Any suggestions? I like topspin. Don't we all? Well, one-handed backhand, Wilson, you can only really think of one man. Who is he? He's got smoothness. He's got grace. Is, of course, Federer himself. And here it is. This is the RF01 Pro. This is his racket, or the racket he was supposed to use if he didn't retire, but they've released anyway. So you'd be hard pushed to go wrong with the RF, probably the 01 rather than the RF but here you go. Nice looking racket and good for the one-handed backhand. Although something a little bit easier and more to get on with a single hander. Can't really go wrong with the blade either. So I'd probably push to look at a blade, depending on if you want spin, probably go 16, 19, and yeah, so there you go. I've covered all my questions. Cool. Any other questions, let me know, and I'll continue to go. Oh, here we go. Best string setup for Blade 98 V9. What string pattern for that Blade 98? Not Lux Long, and I'm going to see, yeah, that's fair. For the blade, I really like sync in the blade if you want it to kind of do more of what it does in terms of giving you loads of like modern control. If you want to liven it up a bit and give you a bit more spin, a bit more shape, then something like a Solinco Torbite is quite good. Zero is quite good. Or maybe Solinco's new string, Mac 10. Look at that segue. Was that professional or what? Here we are, Solinco Mac 10. We've just got this in. We're about to string our VCore testing rackets with it. And also we're doing a Vivo Mac 10 blend, the two newest strings, putting them in my Pure Drive. I'm going to see how that goes. So that's going to be fun. So that video will be coming soon. But yeah, Solinco Mac 10 is now here. Promises power, comfort, spin, much like Restring Zero. So I think it might be an interesting comparison between those two. Sebastian just mentioned the Pro Stuff. Is that the RF versus Pro Stuff? In terms of ball outcome, it is quite similar. In terms of feel, very different. So that's something that you do. Love from Thailand. I love Thailand. I've got some friends who live in Thailand. Been playing for 2 months, which a lot of your videos, it does help when picking a racket. Well, that is what we're here for. If you have any specific questions, what two you narrowed it down to? People, well, the this or that seems to be a bit of a Marmite thing. But if you do like the this or that's and you want us to do one, then I can do it live. Show us the tour. So we've been asked this before. This basically is the tour. We're very narrow. You're essentially on one wall. I'm on the other. But in exciting news, we're actually, this wall behind me, we're making an opening and expanding next door. So when we do that, we're going to have our own studio. So that's going to be pretty cool. And yeah, then you'll be able to walk around with us and do all sorts of fun things. So that's all coming soon. That's how well everything's going for us, thanks to all you guys. We're going to have our own studio, camera set up all the time. So that'll be fun.
EZONE tour.
Pardon?
You might have meant the EZONE tour.
Who meant the EZONE tour?
Hastelt.
About what? Show us the tour. I've not tour of the shop. Well, I'm going to go with tour of the shop. But anyway, what you've been waiting for. Yeah, I think you're probably right, Sean. That's a good call. So we were very fortunate. We had a client of ours spend some time in Japan and very kindly said, oh, is there anything that you can get in Japan that you can't get here? And one of them is the Yonex EZONE 100 Tour. And here it is, proof, the EZONE 100 Tour. Only available in Japan. I don't know why. The 98 Tour is so popular and they can't get any. The last day I was quoted was October to get EZONE 98 Tours back into the UK, which is just wild. But the 100 Tour, we, as you can see, literally just come in, unstrung, never used it, can't say anything about it other than it's pretty exciting. It's on the list to string after we test Mac 10 and after we do some more testing with Vivo. So it's coming soon. So probably a video in the next month or so. But Joe is going to be doing your live next Thursday morning, and he will be talking more about this, as well as some other secret Japanese models that we've got our hands on. So that's quite cool. But yeah, if anyone later wants to see it, let me know. Hey, Felipe from Brazil. Oh, I love Brazil. I was using Gravity Pro, ended up selling it. Bought a Speed. I have been everywhere, Sean, you're right. Spent some time in Rio and Sao Paulo in my time. And a Racket, for those of you who are Brazilian will know where that is. I ended up selling it and bought a Speed Pro Legend to get a bit more power in my shots. Which string and tension do you recommend for power in the Speed Legend? So this is interesting. So Speed Legend, you've obviously Headwood. If they were here, we'd be saying, oh, bit of Hawk touch, bit of Hawk control. That's our premium string, but it is a control string. It is a tour string. So a bit more power than that. You have other options like Mac 10, like Zero, like was something more lively, it's slicker, is going to give you more string movement and a bit more power. Something like that could be worth trying. Ultimately though, tension and gauge make up a lot of it. So whatever string, did you say what string you're using? No, so whatever string you're using, you can try taking a few pounds off, trying a thicker, thinner tension, a thinner gauge. People often forget about gauge. It's one of the most important factors. A 1.15 versus like a 1.3 will play very, very differently, especially when it comes to tennis elbow and stuff. But I'm getting away from where we are. Are the new Pure Strikes coming out this October? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Who said there was new Pure Strikes? I definitely never said there was new Pure Strikes. But, I mean, if you were launching new Pure Strikes, wouldn't it be cool to do it, like, around the US Open? Would be a cool time, maybe. If I was Eric Babolat sitting in Lyon, I probably would do that, but I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? 1005 305S tension string. So we tested them with Ice Code when we first did our review. Weren't huge fans of the T-Fights, thinking they were a little boring compared to the old T-Fight, but very good for what it now does. We then tested them with Restring Zero against the Gravity Tour and something else and loved it. So I definitely think that 1005 305 needs a string that gives it a bit more life to bring it a bit more kind of traditionally T-fighty, and it was great. So that is my suggestion. Hello from Vienna. Hello, Joe from Vienna. I haven't been to Vienna, Sean, you'll be pleased to know. He keeps saying, oh, you've been to all these places. Tried the Grapple Snake mate with 21 kilos, liked it, but then I felt it got a bit floaty. Yeah, to be fair, we found the Grapple Snake range lasted really a long time. We've reviewed a few of them. We tested them all of December and did the videos in January. So tough conditions here in the UK as well. And they did last really well. And please, for those of you who watch our videos and the Grapple Snake string reviews, please just comment on the thumbnail for Joe. He spends so much time and has so much pride in his ridiculous thumbnails. I don't know which ones have come out yet. I don't think the machete one's come out yet. There's
Tour Sniper.
Tour Sniper's come out. It's me in a ghillie suit. I mean, come on, that's brilliant. So yeah, be prepared for those, and just always give some love for Joe's creativity on the thumbnails. He does spend some time on it. Trinidad and Tobago, brilliant. So I've been to the Caribbean, St. Lucia, Barbados, Bahamas, but not Trinidad and Tobago, so maybe I'll come visit you. The best 98-inch racket for an intermediate player. I'm drawn to the Radical straight away as an option, just for its kind of all-roundedness, but equally a V-core. What 98 would be good. What are you thinking weight-wise? Intermediate, you might want to go like a 98L EZONE, that's pretty cool. Some of that, so it depends on weight a little bit. So let me know, Andel, and I can give you some more options. What's the hello from Hong Kong? Any ball machine recommendation? Self-training. So us, for those of you who watch our coaching content, over time we'll start to realise that our model of coaching and how we kind of talk about it is not isolated. It's not closed. It's all variable and dealing with different and changing environments. So if you have a ball machine, yes, you can learn a new program. We call our shots programs, but how to actually integrate that into your game is much harder to do. So I'm not a ball machine person. But I understand like the slinger bag is pretty good because you can kind of get it in your back and move it around. The traditional ones are quite big and bulky. So maybe have a look for that. Hi, it's Ben from England. Is that my brother Ben? Or no, because you're in Austria. Any advice to which swing weight machine for enthusiasts is worthwhile? We have the Head 3-in-1 just over there that we use. Yonex Precision is brilliant, but quite expensive. You can get some cheap. I was offered some cheaper ones that literally just do the swing weight. I wouldn't have any recommendations, I'm afraid, but it could be worth doing. My niche product is the Kirschbaum Flash String and Kirschbaum Evolution. So cool. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about niche products, but I'm getting too many questions. The new unreleased EZONE, Jimmy. Oh, you've missed it, Jimmy. You've only just joined. It's not unreleased. It's released only in Japan. But we've got our hands on one. It is the Yonex EZONE 100 Tour. So 98 Tour available, although out of stock for months. But the 100 Tour I have in my hand. Joe will be talking about it more on Thursday next week when we've played with it. And here's some other new things as well to show you from Japan. We've had a busy time. But before I go through some more questions, we want to talk about niche products that people have found work for tennis that people don't often use. I'm a bit better at tennis. Very good, Ben. Yeah, that's fair. So we have Expands finger tape. A dream. Anyone who gets blisters, dry things on their fingers, always worth trying. So this is a bit of like my niche product that I use. And then really niche, because this is a badminton product, is cushion wrap. You're going to be thinking, what is cushion wrap? And I didn't know what cushion wrap was either till I went to see Yonex and they had it on display. And I said, what is it? And it goes underneath your grip and it just makes the grip squishy and comfortable. So badminton, it makes it bigger because the badminton grips are so small. So yeah, I haven't used it on one of my playing rackets yet, but I felt rackets that have got it and it's pretty cool. So I think there might be a niche for like getting a grip one, putting this on, and then the grip, and it might be squidgy, much like the new Babolat Pure Drive Evo with the squishy grip. And it's also great to throw, as you can see. What other niche have I got? Oh, I've got some tungsten putty, weighting up a racket. Not that niche, but unusual, maybe. So yes, let me know any weird products that you guys use. See, someone else uses it. Badminton cushion is the best at kill some vibration. It does, exactly. I'm not chatting rubbish. As always, hello men from across the pond. I assume you're stateside. I assume, I'm going to go East Coast with across the pond comment, but I don't know, let me know. What string setup works best for a 15 to 17-year-old who is almost an intermediate? Well, there's a lot of potential in there. Are we talking male, female, big, small, strong? How much are they playing? Give me some more information, David, and I can help you. I need more information. What did I miss? Technofiber 300 versus EZONE 100. Any takes from Stockholm? I haven't been to Sweden, so there you go, Sean. There's another one. I'm starting to lose for places that I've been. Personally, and this is going to be surprising to a lot of people, I would pick the Technofiber 300 out of those. Because whilst the EZONE is brilliant at what it does, it's not for me, the EZONE 100. It's too much. I find it you play a little bit detached from it. The ball is so comfortable, it's so powerful, the Minilon is so clever that at a higher level, look at me calling myself a higher level, that is just a bit too much. And that Technofiber 300, although again I probably wouldn't choose it, I think between those two I would. You start talking like EZONE 98, EZONE 98 Tour, then a different story. Felipe again, Felipe, you're loving it. And with the Brazilian flag, I'm loving it too. Would the new EZONE 98 Tour be a better option for control and a bit more power than the Speed Pro Legends? Not for control, but for power for sure. Lynx Tour would work well in both these rackets. Yeah, Lynx Tour would be, I imagine, what Head would suggest. It's a nice string, decent gauge. As we talked about earlier, I would play with the tension a little bit. In the Speed Pro Legend, bring it down a bit. Maybe in the 98 Tour, put it up a bit to kind of balance it. Hello from Jacksonville, Florida. My second home, Florida. But I'm Orlando, not Jacksonville. String suggestion for Technofiber 315S. Again, 315S, I would go and send Sean to get it, but I'll just pretend it's this one. This is the 100, 300, but that was my favourite one of the whole lot the 315S, more than 305S, but we thought maybe a little bit of a smaller market. So for in-store, we went with the 305 only to start with. Again, the string, probably, as I said on the earlier, that having 0 in it kind of livened up and made it fun. That extra weight means maybe you don't need it. So I reckon something like Otoro would be quite good in there, would be quite good. But yeah, I'm not actually sure. So that's a good question. Hello from Detroit. Hello from Michigan. Very nice. Nice to see you, Ryan. It's a different crowd, isn't it? So normally we do this on Thursday morning and we get the same people every week, but I guess later, I mean at 9 a.m. in the UK, in the States everyone's asleep. These are what we call high cool stuff. Oh, you're talking about your intermediate teenager they've been playing for a few months every day, use Babolat and Yonex intermediate rackets. Yeah, so Babolat makes some really nice intermediate rackets. The Evo is brilliant. The new Pure Drive Evo, sorry, not Pure Drive, Drive Evo, I'm gonna very subtly go get it. And I'm back, is here. And I actually think kind of in a cooler colour than the Pure Drive itself. And the Evo range from Babolat is brilliant. There's so much tech in it. For the price point, it's I think probably the best value money going. Why are you holding 4 fingers up at me? Oh, for 4 minutes, we have 4 minutes to go. Can you believe that? I'm the boss and I'm being told how much time I have. It's ridiculous, isn't it? So 3 minutes to go, well, that was a very quick minute. Please compare the Babolat Pure Drive and the Technoturbo T-Fight 300. What, right now? I don't have a tennis court. Pure Drive, way more power. T-Fight, a little bit more control. More of an all-round racket. I would pick the Pure Drive every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Hello from Germany. Did you hear anything from a new string from Head called Hawk Tour? I did hear about a new string from Head. And I may or may not, me or maybe Joe may or not be going to Paris in the next few weeks, potentially to play with something new, which may be a string. I don't know, but it's pretty cool, isn't it? Invited to Paris. Not private jet though, so we haven't quite made it. Anyway, hello from the Netherlands. Hello, ever played with Angel rackets? I'm assuming it's pronounced Angel, but it's probably Angel. I don't know. No, I haven't. There's so many brands these days. I can't keep up, especially with string. Pretty wild. But there we go. I feel like I'm going to fail in my attempt to find out some new niche products. Is there anything that people use for tennis that you wouldn't expect or you think no one else uses? No, I never see that. Such as finger tape, as we talked about earlier. Or, let's come back in, cushion wrap. Got him in the face. David, you're the man. Thanks to all of you. You're welcome. What would be an alternative to the Blade 98? I'm looking for a bit more power, especially on serves. Tough question, because the Blade 98 1619 is as close to a perfect racket as you can get. A bit more power, especially I would maybe try a V-Core 98. Slightly stiffer, slightly more power. It's going to be you're going to lose quite a lot though from the Blade. Gravity 98 Tour. Maybe, but tough one, like Blade 1619, most people would be happy with that. Hello Brandon from Qatar, using the head speed. Stop putting 1 minute up. People quick, he's telling me I've got 1 minute, but once your question's in, I will keep going, I will not stop. I'll only stop if the questions stop. Currently using the head speed, he's like, I want to go home. Currently using the head speed 24, looking to buy a new 98. What's your recommendation? No testing here in Qatar, tough. We should maybe open a PH Tennis Qatar. I bet we can charge more for the rackets there. Why are you laughing, Ron? Tech support thinks I'm funny. I don't know if that's good or not. Head speed MP. I've lost. My eyes are gone a bit blurry as well. From a head speed. So it's most similar. You've got like a Radical. 98 is going to be similar to speed. We just released our Radical Speed MP versus video actually, and several thousand of you have watched it, so thanks for that. So Brandon, check that out, because that's an obvious option if you want to stay in head. If you want to leave head, then I would be talking Wilson Blade for sure. I'd be talking Yonex, any of the Yonexes from the speed. Percepts 100D, obviously you don't get the 98, but it's different, something like that. Speed MP Legend, best all-round racket. No, it's not. You're wrong, Ram. come and prove me differently. Best strings, the EZONE 98 V8. Depends what you want. If we're talking within a Yonex string, Polytour Pro is obviously the Polytour Pro is obviously the control spec main one. I love Polytour Strike, bit crisper, so I think that'd be pretty cool in the 98. Last one, preference between O-Tour and O-Toro Spin. I don't know, O-Toro Spin hasn't arrived yet. Any buzz around the next gen Wilson Ultra? Who knows about this new Wilson Ultra? I certainly don't. It's not like I've seen it or used it.